So selling in this market is a little unusual. A lot of sellers are still hoping, or they're in the mentality of where we were last year, where they list their home and it's going to fly off with multiple offers and they're going to get top dollar for their home. That's not quite where we are anymore. In fact, a shift started happening around end of May, June of 2022, where we started seeing things drastically slow down. Obviously, the Feds raising the interest rates had a huge, huge effect on the way that buyers were pursuing homes. We saw buyers take a sideline, which we've assessed and talked to buyers as well, because there's opportunities to be had. But sellers still need to realize that the pool of buyers is a lot smaller than it was before. They're a little more weary. They don't want to spend as much. And so they're seeing that, if we wait, maybe these prices are going to go down. Well, as a result of so many doing that, we have seen prices drop a little bit. And we've seen days on the market increase. So it's still a seller's market, but it's a little ironic because it's kind of a buyer's market as well. I'll explain why. Typically, a seller's market, in order to stay a seller's market, inventory has to last, the months of supply have to be between 1 and 3, 4 months of supply. We are there. We're still at about a 2-month supply, 1.5 to 2 months in our area. Now, once it hits between 5 to 7 months, that's where it's a neutral market. And then after 7, 8 months and up, that becomes a buyer's market, where that means homes are staying on the market a lot longer. And we're talking months. We're seeing right now 30 to 45 days in some areas as the average days on the market. So because it's not the way it was last year, where it was 2 hours on the market, had multiple offers, and then it would fly off, that was an unusual market. I don't even know if we can call that a seller's market. That was pandemonium. That was absolute madness. But what we can say is that it is a seller's market. Inventory numbers are very low, so there's not a lot of options for buyers. There are opportunities, but there's not a lot of options. So if buyers really want to buy, they can. There's enough for them to make a decision, and not a lot of competition necessarily that's going to be competing the way it was last year. But it still gives sellers a little bit of leverage because inventory numbers are low. Now, they can price it whatever they want, but that's not what buyers are paying. The houses that are flying off, even in today's market, they're the ones that are priced a little bit below market value, and that is why they get multiple offers. Market value is a tricky phrase. You hear that thrown out all the time. What is market value? Market value is what a buyer is willing to pay for a house. The end. It's not what a seller thinks their home is worth. It's not what an agent thinks they should list the house for. It's not even what an appraiser thinks the home is worth. It is what a buyer is willing to pay, which is why last year our market value, property values all skyrocketed. Why? Because the seller wanted a number, the agent listed at a number, and then buyers said, nope, we're willing to pay even more than that. And another buyer would say, I'm going to pay more than that. And that's how that continued leveling off. So that's why it became a little bit like the wild, wild west of offers. That is not normal. Never seen that before. I don't think we're going to see that again. But what we do see is that people are constantly moving into Florida. Florida's not experiencing a lot of the same shifts that other markets are, because we still have a lot of people coming in and wanting to live here. We also have an affordability problem, and we have a housing crisis. We do not have sufficient homes for everybody that's moving in. We have so many people moving in on a daily rate in Florida that we cannot actually handle. So we are seeing that we have a housing crisis. Rents are so high in our area. In fact, some people are shocked when they hear that it's comparable almost to Miami, and to other markets that you would never typically see in Orlando. But this area has become a place where people want to move and raise families and grow and have their careers. Even if they can work remotely, they'd rather be in Florida, right? So we are seeing a lot of that. And so those drastic shifts that people thought were going to happen still haven't really happened here in Florida, because we have an amazing state that people want to live in. We have great weather. I mean, it's February right now and I'm outdoors and I'm not in snow, right? So a lot of people love that. And we do see a lot of Northerners coming back or coming here because, especially during this time, they're sick of the cold. They're sick of winter. So those are the considerations that people are looking at when they're making a move. So with all of that to be considered, sellers have to be realistic about what their price is if they want to sell. Yes, there's low inventory. Yes, there are buyers, but the pool of buyers is much smaller than it was before. So with that being said, I have seen that sellers either are not realistic or they're just not in a rush. They have equity in their homes, and even if the market goes down, they still have equity because all home values went up significantly over the last few years. So people have equity even if the market drops a little bit. It hasn't dropped to where we were pre-pandemic numbers. And so because of that, sellers are like, you know what, I don't have to move. So I'm just going to sit right here on this price. And there's others that do have more of an urgency and motivation to sell. And that's where you're going to find opportunity. Is there opportunity? 100%. You have to work with professional advisors like myself and my team that can help guide you through the process, help connect you with mortgage professionals and lenders that can help you get that 2-1 buying down, that can help you get the best interest rates that are out there on the market right now, and can help facilitate a plan if it's not next month, but if you want to buy in 3 to 6 months, that we can help facilitate your home ownership goals and selling your home. So give us a call if you have any questions, 407-801-9914.